Now on to the race for the White House. The U.S. presidential election definitely heating up following a 4-day Republican National Convention and ahead of the Democratic Convention set to kick off this week. Today, we hear from the U.S. Republican Party on its policy plans, the first of our Park Jiwon's two-part series.
Donald Trump continues his unconventional remarks on issues like immigration and trade agreements. During an interview with NBC this weekend, the Republican presidential nominee said he might pull the U.S. out of the World Trade Organization if the trade pact prevents his plan of imposing additional taxes on American companies that move manufacturing production to other countries. Previously, Trump often said he'd like to renegotiate many free trade deals, including the one with Korea. Regarding those remarks, a Republican National Committee official explains that foreign governments don't need to fear, but rather welcome the new opportunity.
The Republican Party still values free trade and trade agreements, but Mr. Trump's candidacy is about making sure that trade is fair for Americans. I think what we saw in past free trade agreements, that there were some policies and some of these agreements that were not that favorable to American interests. So I think his idea of renegotiating these interests should not be seen as a threat or to be seen as misconstrued by the Korean government or the Korean people. I think they should welcome the opportunity to renegotiate these options, to see what's on the table, to see what can be dealt with Americans, with someone who negotiates from a business perspective versus a diplomatic or a political perspective.
Tong also defended Trump's position on strengthening national borders.
Mr. Trump has said, I want to build a wall. But in that wall, he also wants to have a very big door to allow legal immigrants to come into this country the right way.
In response to criticism from opposition blocs that Trump's opinions often change, Chung said this is an example of Trump's flexibility regarding diverse topics.
Some of them may be contrary with each other, but that shows that he has an open mind about a lot of different things. And I think from a certain perspective, that's what we need in Washington right now, people with open minds and who have a very transparent attitude about how to govern.
The RNC director reiterated that Trump is a successful international businessman who can bring a real change to U.S. politics and revive its economy, adding that the Conservative Party will strategically focus on winning the support of undecided voters for the upcoming November presidential election. Park Jiwon, Arirang News.